You wake up every morning, put on your mask, and step into the role the world expects from you. You live within the confines of someone else's blueprint, someone else's vision for your life. You follow the script they've written, the one they've handed you since birth. You do what you're supposed to do. You say the right things. You check the boxes. And yet, deep down, something doesn't feel right. There's a hollowness that gnaws at your soul, a deep, ever-present question that lurks beneath the surface. Is this all there is? You felt it, that urge to break free, to feel the warmth of the sun on your face without fear, to hear the roar of your own voice instead of just the hum of expectation. You've heard the whispers of the life you could live if only you stopped following someone else's script, but the fear holds you in place. The doubts, the self-imposed limits, the unspoken rules, they tie you down, and you've learned to obey them without question. It's time to ask yourself, what would happen if I chose to live for myself? What if you stopped following the path laid before you and started forging your own? The truth is, you've never truly lived. You've merely existed through someone else's design, through the influence of the world around you, through the lies they've told you about who you should be. You've been playing a role that was never meant for you, and now the time has come to break free from this illusion. But first, you must see the signs. You must recognize the patterns that have kept you trapped in the prison of someone else's expectations. There are 5 signs that you've never truly lived. These signs are the chains that bind you. They are the subtle markers that tell you you're not living your life, you're living a life someone else designed for you. You live for approval, not for yourself. Every decision you make, every move you take is predicated on what others will think of you. You measure your worth by the opinions of others, seeking their validation like a drug, convincing yourself that you need it to feel good enough. You put on a face for the world, wear the mask of the person they expect you to be, and play your part flawlessly. But here's the truth you've been avoiding. Approval is not love. It is an addiction that fuels your need for external validation. You've confused their acceptance with your own worth, believing that you need them to see you as valuable in order to feel valuable. So you bend, you twist, you suppress your true self, hoping that they will reward you with a nod of approval. You've given away your authenticity in exchange for the illusion of love, and in doing so, you've lost the most important thing, yourself. You've never truly lived because you've never allowed yourself to be seen as you are. You've never given yourself permission to be imperfect, to be raw, to be unpolished. You've never given yourself the freedom to choose, to act, to decide based on your own values, your own passions, your own desires. The first step to breaking free is to stop seeking approval. You must choose to live for yourself. You must stand tall in your own truth and say, I do not need your validation to know that I am worthy. Your worth is inherent. It is not determined by how well you perform for others, how much you sacrifice, or how many accolades you receive. You are worthy because you exist. And when you begin to understand this, when you begin to act from a place of self-worth, the world will stop controlling your actions. You will begin to live in alignment with your true self. You are constantly playing it safe, never taking risks. Your life has been a series of calculated moves, decisions made to minimize discomfort, to avoid failure, to stay inside the lines. You've made choices based on what is predictable, comfortable, and safe. You've avoided the unknown, the uncertain, the uncomfortable, because you fear what might happen if you step outside the box. But this is where life dies, in the box of safety, in the prison of comfort, in the fear of the unknown. True living only happens in the space of discomfort, in the unknown, in the moments when you risk everything for what matters most to you. You've never truly lived because you've stayed in the shadows of your own potential. You've allowed your fears, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of being seen for who you really are, to dictate your choices. And in doing so, You've created a life of stagnation, a life that goes nowhere because nothing new ever happens in the land of safety. Life begins when you step into the unknown. Life begins when you look fear in the eye and say, I'm not afraid of you anymore. Life begins when you stop waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, and start creating your own. True courage is not the absence of fear. It's the decision to act in spite of it. When you start to take risks, when you start to embrace the uncertainty of life, you will awaken the dormant parts of you that have been waiting for the chance to thrive. You are meant for more than a safe life. You are meant for a life of bold decisions, powerful actions, and the kind of growth that only comes when you step out of your comfort zone and face the unknown. Sen, you let others define your identity. Who are you really? Who are you underneath the labels, the titles, the roles you've been given? Who are you when you strip away the influence of your parents, your teachers, your peers, your lovers, your friends, and the society that has imposed its values on you? Chances are you don't know. You've never truly known who you are because you've been letting others define you your entire life. You are the sum of their expectations, the reflection of their opinions. You have molded yourself into the image they wanted to see, adapted to fit the roles they've assigned to you. But in doing so, you've lost touch with your own essence, with the person you were meant to be before the world told you who to become. You've never truly lived because you've never lived for yourself. You've lived for them, for the approval, for the love, for the validation. But the moment you choose to break free from this prison, the moment you decide to define yourself on your own terms, that's when you will find freedom. You are not the role they assigned to you. You are not the job you have, the relationship you're in, or the titles they gave you. You are the creator of your identity. It's time to step into your own power and begin the journey of self-discovery. It's time to ask yourself, who am I beyond what they've told me to be? When you stop letting others define your identity, you reclaim your life. You begin to understand your true essence, your unique strengths, your deepest desires, and your most authentic self. 4, you're always looking for external sources of happiness. Happiness, it's the goal. It's what we all strive for, right? You've been conditioned to believe that happiness exists somewhere out there. You think that if you have the right relationship, the perfect job, the right amount of money, then you will finally be happy. You believe that your happiness depends on external circumstances, on things outside of you. But this is the greatest lie you've been told. Happiness is not found in the external world. It is not found in possessions, in achievements, in relationships. Happiness is an internal state of being. It's the choice to be at peace with yourself, to find joy in the small moments, and to embrace the life you already have, rather than constantly striving for something else. You've never truly lived because you've been chasing happiness in the wrong places. You've been searching for it in the future, in the when I get there mindset, believing that your happiness will come once you have the perfect life. But the truth is, happiness isn't something you'll find one day. It's something you create every single day. You begin to live when you realize that happiness isn't about external conditions. It's about your ability to create joy from within. It's about choosing to be at peace with yourself right now, as you are. It's about accepting your life in its current state and knowing that you have the power to shape it into something beautiful. When you stop waiting for external circumstances to make you happy, you will realize that you already have everything you need to create the life you want. Happiness is your choice. And once you make that choice, everything begins to shift. 5, you're constantly settling for less than you deserve. You've convinced yourself that you don't deserve more. You've told yourself that your dreams are too big, too far out of reach, that you should be grateful for what you have. You've told yourself that the life you're living is the best you can expect, and that anything else would be too much to ask for. But this is the most dangerous lie of all. You're not meant to settle. You're not meant to shrink yourself down to fit into a box that was never meant for you. You are meant to live a life of purpose, of abundance, of true fulfillment. You've never truly lived because you've been settling. Settling for relationships that drain you, for jobs that don't fulfill you, for lives that don't reflect your true potential. You've been playing small, but deep down you know that you are meant for more. You know that you have the power to create a life that exceeds your wildest dreams. You just have to stop settling for less than you deserve. When you stop accepting mediocrity in your life, when you begin to demand more from yourself and the world around you, you will discover the vastness of what's possible. You were not meant to play small. You were meant to live a life that reflects your deepest desires and your highest potential. The time to live is now. You have the power to stop existing and start truly living, to live for yourself, to risk, to step out of the shadows of others' expectations, to choose your own happiness. Your life is waiting for you to take the first step. No more settling, no more pretending, no more following someone else's script. Write your own story and live it. You stand on the edge of a profound realization, a moment where the past fades and the future unfolds before you like an uncharted map. Every step you've taken up until now, every choice you've made, has led you to this moment, the moment when you finally understand the truth you've been avoiding. You have the power to design your life. No longer will you allow external forces, expectations, or societal conditioning to dictate your path. You are not a puppet on strings, controlled by unseen forces, manipulated by the desires of others. You are the master of your own fate. But it's not easy, is it? The pull to fall back into old patterns, to let someone else take the reins, is seductive. The fear of what will happen if you take full ownership of your life, the fear of failure, rejection, uncertainty, is overwhelming. But here's the truth. The only thing standing between you and your true potential is the belief that you cannot have it. You've spent so much time conforming to someone else's vision for your life, trying to fit into a mold that was never meant for you. You've swallowed their expectations, their judgments, and you've molded your identity around their views of who you should be. But now, it's time to break free. The world does not need another version of someone else. The world needs you fully, unapologetically, and unashamedly you. It needs the version of you who dares to dream beyond what's expected. It needs the version of you who refuses to settle, who dares to build the life they were meant to live, not the life they've been handed. The power of vision. When was the last time you allowed yourself to dream not based on what you think is possible, but based on what your soul craves? When was the last time you sat down and truly asked yourself, what do I want my life to look like? Not in the context of what's safe or what's expected, but what would I create if there were no limits, no obstacles, no restrictions? Vision is the spark that ignites everything. It's the seed that grows into the reality you can step into. Without a vision, you're adrift, lost in the current of others' desires for you. But with a clear, powerful vision, one that is completely your own, you become the architect of your future. You are no longer a passenger in your own life. You are the driver. You've allowed others to define your vision for long enough. Now, it's time to reclaim it. What do you want to experience? What impact do you want to have? What legacy do you want to leave? When you start with a clear vision, every action you take, every decision you make will be aligned with that vision. It's your North Star. And no amount of doubt, no external voices can take that away from you once you've locked in on it. The courage to choose yourself. For so long, you put others before yourself, their needs, their desires, their approval. You've tailored your life to fit their mold, whether it's been your family, friends, or society at large. You've been playing a role that never truly reflected who you are. But now, you stand at the crossroads. You are being called to choose yourself. Choosing yourself is not selfish. It is an act of strength, of self-respect, of integrity. Choosing yourself is choosing your own peace, your own happiness, your own truth. And when you do that, when you stop bending, twisting, and contorting yourself to please others, you will find that the relationships and opportunities you attract will be aligned with who you truly are. You'll stop attracting the people and situations that drain you and start attracting those that uplift you. Choosing yourself means saying no to the things that no longer serve you, the toxic relationships, the draining environments, the people who make you feel small. It means saying yes to what lights you up, to the work that makes your heart beat faster, to the life that excites you, and to the person you know you are meant to become. But here's the catch. This choice is not easy. It requires a radical shift in how you view yourself and the world around you. It requires the courage to disappoint others because you're finally learning to stop disappointing yourself. It means stepping into the unknown and trusting that you are enough, even when you are not living up to someone else's standards. The strength in letting go. Now, let's talk about the hardest part of this process, letting go. Letting go of the people who no longer belong in your life, of the outdated beliefs that no longer serve you, and of the fear that holds you back from fully stepping into your power. Letting go is freedom. It's not about giving up on love, on dreams, or on hope. It's about giving up on the stories that no longer fit who you are becoming. It's about releasing the need to control every outcome, every situation, and every person around you. Letting go is about trust. Trusting that the universe has something greater in store for you than what you've been holding on to. Trusting that by letting go of what no longer serves you, you make space for what you truly need to step into the next chapter of your life. And yes, it's painful. It's painful to let go of people who once mattered, of relationships you once thought would last forever, of dreams that no longer fit your new reality. But in the space you create by letting go, you will discover new opportunities, new passions, and new possibilities. You are making space for your highest self. The commitment to your growth, living fully, living authentically, requires a commitment to your own growth. It means embracing discomfort, embracing failure, embracing the challenge of becoming the person you are meant to be. It means showing up for yourself every single day, even when it's hard, even when it feels impossible, even when you don't have all the answers. The process of growth is not linear. It's not a straight path. It's full of twists, turns, setbacks, and breakthroughs. But every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Every time you choose growth over comfort, every time you push past fear and take the leap, you become more of the person you were meant to be. Growth is about shedding the old versions of yourself, the ones that were afraid, the ones that played small, the ones that sought approval from others. It's about evolving into the highest expression of yourself, the person who knows their worth, the person who understands their power, and the person who is no longer afraid to take up space in this world. The resilience to rise again. Life will continue to challenge you. The road ahead will not always be smooth. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question if you're on the right path, moments where you feel like giving up. But here's the truth. Resilience is not about never falling. It's about how quickly you rise. You will stumble, you will fail, you will face obstacles that feel insurmountable. But each fall is a lesson. Each failure is an opportunity to learn. The more you rise, the stronger you become. And in that strength, in your ability to rise again and again, you will find the power to create the life you desire. The world is full of distractions, of noise, of voices that tell you who you should be, how you should live, what you should want. But none of that matters. What matters is what you choose. What matters is that you begin living life according to your own truth, according to your own vision, and according to the fire that burns inside of you. The choice is yours. The time to step into your greatness is now. You have the power to create the life you desire. You have the strength to overcome anything that stands in your way. You have the resilience to rise after every setback. And most importantly, you have the right to live life on your terms. No more waiting, no more hesitating. It is time to claim your power. This is your life. It always has been, and now you are ready to live it fully. Step into your power. Step into your truth. The world is waiting for you to become the person you were always meant to be. And nothing can stop you. Now, standing at the edge of your own transformation, the truth is clear. You are no longer bound by the expectations of others, the fear of judgment, or the limitations you once believed were set in stone. You've let go of the old scripts, the false narratives, and the stories that have held you hostage for far too long. You are no longer a passenger in your own life, drifting aimlessly through someone else's vision for you. You are the creator, the architect, the author of your story. This is the moment you've been waiting for, the moment when you stand in your full power, unapologetically yourself, fully aware of your worth, and completely free to live on your own terms. The chains of self-doubt, fear, and external validation are no longer your reality. Your reality is yours to shape. Your decisions, your actions, your choices, they all begin with you and end with you. But with this newfound freedom comes responsibility. The responsibility to choose yourself first, to honor your own path, to say no to the things that drain you, and yes to the life that ignites your soul. This is where the real magic begins. When you choose to live for yourself, every step you take will be aligned with your highest self, and everything will fall into place. You don't need anyone else's approval. You don't need permission. You don't need to wait for the right moment. You are the right moment. And now, when you step forward into the world, you will do so with the knowledge that you are enough. You have always been enough. Every flaw, every scar, every experience, it's all a part of the masterpiece that is you. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of success. You are worthy of every dream that burns within you. So step into your life with courage. Step into your life with confidence. The world is waiting for you to show up, not as the person you were supposed to be, but as the person you are meant to become. This is your time. And remember this: nothing can stop you now.